Hi everybody, Jay the Fish Guy here. Today we're going to talk about the Aquamaxx REEFractometer. So it is Marine Depot's version of a refractometer, specifically one designed to read our reef aquarium's salinity. So what makes this different from a standard refractometer that many of you may already have in your toolbox stuff for your saltwater tank at home? All right, well, the differences it's a short list and it's pretty basic. So these guys aren't the first one to come out with a refractometer designed for our saltwater reef tanks or saltwater aquariums. I believe Red Sea was one of the other companies that came out with it, and this is Aquamaxx's or Marine Depot's version of. So what they're saying is that most refractometers that you'd purchase are not designed to measure the salinity in a reef aquarium. They're designed to measure a brine solution, meaning a solution of water that is just simply salt. So obviously in our reef aquariums or our saltwater aquariums, there is a lot more in the mix than just simply salt. And they're saying that by using a refractometer that's designed for a brine solution, you're not actually getting the true measurement that you should be getting. So they're saying, I forget the percentage, something as much as maybe a 5% differential or something to that degree. I know I probably should have looked it up prior to making this. Oh, actually, no, hold on. Difference can amount to a 4 to 5% differential. Okay, so they're saying that the test can be off by as much as 5%. Now, what does that mean for us? All right, so here we have the standard refractometer with a scale that you're probably familiar with if you've ever used one. It goes all the way up to 1.070, so it's well outside the range of what we would normally ever need it for. And again, kind of points to the fact that this was initially designed for something other than aquarium salinity measurement. So in this picture, you'll see the REEFractometer scale, which only goes up to 1.030. The tick marks are much wider spaced apart. And for me, getting a little older, eyes are getting a little worse. I found it a lot easier to use. Sometimes with the older versions, I'm able to pick out the increments of 5 pretty quickly, but those individual ticks are extremely close together, at least for me, and can be sometimes difficult to pick out exactly is that a 2.2? Is it a 2.4? Where exactly are we? So back to the first picture. This is a measurement from just a water sample I have in one of my mixing barrels. Both refractometers were calibrated at the same time with the same methodology, calibrated to 1.000, and then we're both using both the same water samples for our test here. So in this one, we're showing 1.023 for the standard refractometer. And then in this one, we're with the Aquamaxx version, and it's actually measuring out at 1.022. So there is a difference between the two. Granted, it's only a single point, but there is a difference. All right, so is the REEFractometer worth the extra $17 or so above and beyond the standard refractometer? And I'm simply going by Marine Depot's website, apples to apples. Their standard refractometer is $39, and the REEFractometer is $57. So is it worth it? Okay, well, what have we talked about? There's only a 5% difference in what it's able to measure. So, and what that means is in our test, we had 1.022 versus 1.023. That isn't exactly mind-blowing difference, you know what I mean? So that alone isn't really going to merit to me the extra $17. Okay, so what else does it have going for it besides a more accurate measurement of our salinity? Well, visually, just using it, like I said, the scale is much better to read. I find it's a lot quicker to get a true accurate reading and, not be slightly confused as far as which tick mark you're trying to read. So that's definitely a plus. The other thing is that I haven't touched base on is it feels much higher quality. I think the weight is probably coming in about twice as what the standard one is. Now, where they're putting those extra materials to make it weigh twice as much, if they're just simply using better quality materials on the front end, you know, the business end of things with the metal and the glass and the cover plate, I'm not really sure, but I hate using something that feels like cheap plastic, and I'm sure a lot of you will agree. You know, if you're using something that's supposed to be an accurate measuring device, you don't want to feel like, oops, I accidentally, you know, dropped it 6 inches to my table. Is it going to work correctly ever again? Is it going to calibrate correctly? It doesn't feel like that with the refractometer. It feels like you're using a good quality piece of equipment that, you know, it can take a tumble, it can take a fall, and it isn't going to immediately break. Especially that plastic cover plate and the hinge assembly there. You know, on a lot of them, they feel like they'll snap right off the first couple times you use them. You know, they get a little corroded with the salt water if you're not good about rinsing them, and sometimes it just simply the metal hinge pieces just simply break, and then you kind of have to hold it on there or get a new one. So this new one from again, the refractometer, it doesn't feel that way. It feels like a better quality piece of equipment. So in the end, it's something that you're going to have to decide for yourself. I can't really tell you either way that, yes, you should absolutely spend the extra $17. It's totally worth it. Personally, if I didn't have one and I was going to go buy one, after having used the refractometer, I would probably say I would spend the extra $17. Again, just the better feel, the better fit and finish, and the scale for me for reading, it seemed like a better buy and worth the extra $17. So in the end, it'll be up to you guys whether you feel it's right for you or not, but definitely 2 thumbs up from the fish guy, a quality piece of equipment, and something I would definitely recommend. So thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you all watching, and we'll see you next time.